I am here today because I am taking off for vacation, and I thought I would give you some travel tips. So I think there are some things that especially people with Asperger's deal with that make traveling really stressful. So I'm going to show you some of the things that I do. I have traveled a lot. I used to travel a lot for work, like about twice a month. I did that for a few years, and I've done a fair amount of like personal travel. So I've learned a lot of these things over the years. And the last couple of years, I feel like I've added some really good tools that have worked really well. So I've got my bag packed. I'm not going to get into that at all, but this is my carry-on. I always use my backpack. I find that it's really good because it's handy, like if I want to go on a little hike or something, and or I want to go to the grocery store. When I get to my destination, I have a big backpack with me. And I also love all the different compartments. So basically my approach is that with this backpack, I want to have everything that I'm going to need to make the plane ride as comfortable as possible. And then also, if there's anything I absolutely need at my destination, because in case my baggage gets lost, then I have things in here like medicines or whatever that I really need. So that's my thinking. So one thing, and actually I haven't done it just yet, is I put little locks on. You can see these little locks on all of the zippers. So there's 3 zippers on this backpack. When I was traveling around Europe, I got pickpocketed a couple times, and I learned that you need to put locks on here, and then you can just put your little code in here. You don't need a key. And that way, you know what, when you're going through a busy airport, you don't have to worry that maybe someone's trying to get into your backpack. It takes a little time, obviously, opening and closing, but I want to reduce any level of stress that I can. So I use these little locks. So let's disassemble my backpack. So let's see, I have a large compartment here, like a medium, and then a small. So what I do, here's my large compartment. You can kind of see in there. What I have in here is a few things. I put at the bottom the things that I don't really need for the flight, but that are things that I want to have with me when I get to my destination, and I don't want to risk losing. So what I have here, this is all my medical stuff that I really don't want to live without. I have my herbal formula. I have my mouth guard because I really need that, and some like different medications and things like that. So I might end up needing some of these during the trip, but probably not. So that's why I put those on the very bottom. Because one of the things I like to think about is when you're in the plane, it's so cramped, and you have your backpack or your carry-on under the seat in front of you. It's really hard to be pulling the whole thing in and out and digging through it. So I try and make things as accessible as possible. And I have another tip that will also help with this sort of issue with having this underneath the seat in front of you. So I have that at the bottom, and then this is where I have a folder with all of my documents. So I've printed out, I have my boarding pass ahead of time, and I've printed out like the itinerary and confirmation numbers and all that. And then I have, because I'm driving when I get to my destination, so I have the directions to the place I'm staying all printed out. I have printed out, you can see I have several Google Maps. I don't have like an iPad or anything, I just have a phone, so I like to have printed maps ahead of time when I go. And I also have my car reservation, and then I printed out a bunch of travel stuff. So this is a lot of things that I haven't had a chance to look at, but just tips on places to go and things to do. And this will be a nice thing if I want to kill some time on the plane, maybe make some notes and highlights and things that I'd like to do when I get there. So that's usually in a folder. Sometimes I will put this in a large Ziploc. It's nice to have things in big Ziplocs because sometimes you might get a bottle of water or something, and God forbid that spills and everything gets wet. But I'm out of big Ziplocs, so I didn't do one for this one. So I put that at the back of the backpack, so it's kind of long and flat. And then I have my books. okay? See, I did have one large Ziploc, and these I don't want to ruin. These are actually from the library, and I've already ruined one book from the library, which is my other one that's going in here. So I have one travel book about my destination. I have a travel book about a place that I'm hoping to go, so that'll be more of kind of leisure reading. And then I have a notebook, because sometimes I like to journal, or maybe, like I've had a situation where I've met someone on the plane who was like involved in tourism in the area where I was going, so to have paper is really great to make some notes. So then I put that next, and then I always have to have some reading material. I don't have like a Kindle or anything, so I do the old-fashioned, and yes, this is the book that I ruined. If you want to see, it's all warped because I spilled water on it, so it is now mine. I bought it from the library, but I'm reading Jane Eyre at the moment, which, by the way, complete Aspie. So this one I'm not going to put in just yet. And then what I have here, this is my little mini backpack, my day pack. I use this actually every day in my life. This is the best backpack I've ever found. It's the perfect size. It's got a ton of compartments. It's got a zipper like in the back here if you want to put documents that you need to keep particularly safe. And so what I have in here, these are things that I probably won't need since they're a little bit less accessible, but that I want to have with me. So like any good Aspie, I have sunglasses. These are like my less trendy ones. These are really old, but they're super high quality where you don't feel like you're wearing sunglasses, so I like to bring those. And then I've got also a pair of kind of fun, kind of funky, cute sunglasses. I have, of course, the all-important phone charger. Now, you want to make sure you have that in your carry-on because, well, one, you know, you don't want to not have it at your destination, but especially if your flight is delayed, your phone might run out of juice, and you want to be able to charge it there so you can listen to your music or whatever. So I always make sure I bring my charger in my carry-on. I just have a few other little things in here. I have some of my makeup because I once had makeup stolen from me. When I was, how old was I, 21 years old, I just started a 2-week trip around Europe with a couple of people. I got pickpocketed. They took all my makeup. I had no makeup, and especially when you're 21 and you have no money, that's not fun. So I just put it in here because, I like it. So I don't have a ton in here, but I have a few things. And this I probably won't touch during the flight, but I have it. So I'll put that in next. Then I have my book. And then the all-important, you guys will know what this is and why I have this. The Bose noise-canceling headphones. Must have those for the trip. And I have an extra battery, just in case. I found these to be really nice for a trip. So it's a little tight, but I put all that in the main compartment. It fits pretty well. This is a pretty big backpack. And then in the next section, this is where I put stuff that I really want to access easily. In my book, I probably will too, but that's pretty easy to get. So this is the main trick that I'm going to share with you guys. Get a really nice pouch. Like here's mine. It's plastic, but it's like really durable, and it's got a zipper, and it's got some depth to it, so it's really nice. And these are all the things that I want to have quickly handy on the plane, okay, or you know, throughout my flying process. So I'm going to show you what I keep in here. I keep gum. I've got ear issues, and I always need gum and takeoff and landing. Plus, you know, after you eat, you know, you kind of want to have something like that. I have lip balm. I've got Kleenex. You always need Kleenex. Floss sticks. I'm hoping they don't confiscate these from me at the security. They're pretty sharp, but it's kind of a nice to have thing. These are little they're not earplugs, but they're little things you put in your ear to decrease the pressure, because I've got a problem with this right ear. It doesn't clear. So I put this in before, you know, takeoff and landing, and that helps some of the ear pressure. My iPhone headphones, gotta have those, because sometimes I don't want to wear the Bose. They kind of have funky pressure in your ear, and so you gotta have your headphones. I have, this is one of those blow up kind of like pillows for your head. So it's kind of nice that it's blow up because that's really like portable. So then you just can rest your head, which is really nice. I always use that because I like to get really comfortable when I'm on the plane. And when I was flying to Australia, they gave us this little pack with all these goodies. And look how cute is this? A little eye pillow thing. I mean, it's like a mask, an eye mask. And so I know a lot of these flights now, they force you to look at these screens. And it's on every single seat, and they force you to watch all these ads and stuff. I mean, eventually you can turn it off, but a lot of people just leave them on. It drives me nuts. So I have this so I can just block it out if I need to. And then I also have a mini toothbrush and a mini toothpaste because, you know, a lot of times you have to eat before you fly because they don't always feed you on the planes. So I like to have a fresh mouth, so that comes in handy. And oh yes, the all important, just your basic ear plugs. I've got 4 of them in here because they're so easy to lose, so you always need those. And then, oh, what's this? Oh, this is a little mini extra Kleenex that I think I got on my Australia trip. And then right now I'm having some GI issues, so I've got some peppermint tablets. I probably will need to take one in 5 hours or something. So that is my little pouch. And what's so great about this is that, you know, it's so easy to lose like little things like this, or it's hard to be like digging around in your carry-on to find something like a piece of gum or whatever. So what I do is I have everything in this little pouch. I take out this pouch and then I put it in the seat, what's it called? The little pouch, I guess it's considered a pouch, in front of me. So I have everything in here. And then when I need it, it's totally handy. I can get stuff in and out. And I don't worry as much about like losing things. So yeah, so I zip this up and then I put this in my front kind of larger, medium-sized pouch. And then this is where I also put snacks. So I'm on a mostly gluten-free, dairy-free diet. So I always want to have some snacks. I've got, this is a little Ziploc. I love these little snack-size Ziploc bags. This has pistachio nuts in it, and this has the almond crackers. I'm also going to put some millet bread in there because I'm having some GI problems. I haven't even eaten today, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to eat, but I want to have some snacks that I know that I can eat because God knows the airplane food is, yeah, not so good. And then in the front, I have the stuff that I even want more accessible, which is only a couple things. I have my reading glasses because I'm always going to want to be looking at, you know, my books or maybe looking at something on the iPhone. I have a pen, and then I have this handy little pouch that I got that came with my little backpack, and I've hooked it. And this contains my money and I guess it's just my money. Yeah, what I do is I keep about, like this has, what, $35 in here just to have cash handy because when you go to the airport, you might realize, oh, I want a magazine, or maybe you forgot your gum or whatever, and you just want it handy. But I don't keep everything here because I still, because of my travels in Europe, I worry about people stealing my backpack or whatever, and I probably shouldn't, but it's just old habits die hard. So this is in here, it's attached to this backpack, and then I put it, there's a little pouch here, I put it in the pouch, and then I zipper it, so it's like totally safe. Nobody's getting in there. And then of course you also want to make sure you have a luggage tag on your backpack, because what if you like get spacey and you just kind of forget and you put it somewhere, or you know, something bad happens, or you drop it and I don't know, whatever. And then the other thing I do, well, of course I have my iPhone with me, which I'm using to record right now, but I usually will keep my iPhone in this front little pouch as well with my money, and then when I get on the plane, I put it in my little plane pouch so I can take it in and out easily. And then lastly, again, this is like for my Europe traveling days, I use this little money belt thing, and I've had this for so long. This is from when I was traveling in Europe, and you just wear it around your waist. And then I put in there all the things that I absolutely cannot lose. So I have my driver's license. I have my car insurance card because I'm renting a car. I have my health insurance card. I have my debit card and I have my credit card. I don't even plan to use some of this, but I just have it with me. And then this is where I keep my cash. I don't bring a ton of cash, but like I like to have some cash. I don't know, I just think it's good to have because, you know, I don't know, I'm just old school that way. And I used to have a really cute little solid kind of clear plastic pouch that I put that stuff in, but I can't find it anywhere, so I'm totally bummed. But anyway, so I took one of these little snack Ziplocs and then I put it in here because you know what, when it's in there, like in your, you put it between your stomach and your pants, it can get kind of sweaty and gross. So it's nicer to put it in a little Ziploc, and then I put it in the pouch, and this pouch has a little zipper, so then I put it around my waist, and then I'm wearing like some stretchy pants, so I'll just put the stretchy pants over it. And then when I go to the counter, it's easy. I'm wearing like a short top. I can just go in there, pull out my ID, put it back if I need money. I have like my kind of airport cash in here, so I don't have to worry about this. This is just more for storage. The only time I ever really need to go in here is when I'm checking in, and I guess when you're at security, you need your ID, and that might be it because I've already got my boarding pass. So at that point, you don't have to worry about it. And I just like to feel like everything's taken care of and there's no risk.